All right, so let's just get started. So 6. So we have like a hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. But yeah, so I guess some of you guys never came up here before. I didn't realize that. But yeah, this is a bigger conference room where you hold a little more people. So so today we're just gonna go over some of the macro outlook and crypto outlooks, and then it's mostly gonna be about the AI chat stuff. I have maybe 1 or 2 friends that might give a little demo, but I don't know if they're gonna get here on time. But let's get started with this. Okay. So if you guys been following the macro markets, some people don't follow the Fed meetings and stuff, but apparently I've been following it for the past maybe 4 months, Fed meetings. So it's very important if you're gonna do trading, any type of trading, buying Bitcoins or anything. So good to follow the Fed meetings of when it's gonna happen, because that's when they announce the interest rates. and usually every time they announce the dates is when there's a lot of volatility. It is either like the last one that happened, you know, it increased the interest rates by 0.25 points or 0.25%, but it skyrocketed. All the entire market last week, if you noticed, all of crypto skyrocketed. But sometimes it actually goes down, which is what happened in November. It went down, right? But the thing is that obviously it's hard to play it, but coming from just looking at the interest rates is other things to factor in when you play this type of indicator. Okay, so to get an idea of what the Fed's gonna say, another thing to look at is the unemployment rates. So I think they announced it maybe a week or 2 ago. So we're still record low unemployment rate. So that's actually a bad thing for the markets, if you're gonna play it a little short term in the months, right? So this is a really good chart, I would have to say. So it goes back almost 40 years. Every time the unemployment rates goes down, it leads to a recession. It's a lagging indicator, meaning it won't happen right away, obviously. So people say it's like a lag indicator of maybe 12 months on average. So each of those gray bars is a recession. So most recent one was really thin gray bar on the right, which is the 2020s. So, we averted a recession because the whole world broke, but it was a small little blip. But the more bigger one was 2008. So unemployment when it was low, you see in 2006, 2007, and then it led up to the crash in 08. Okay, same thing with the dot-com bubble. Low unemployment rates in 98, 9, and crashes the year 2000. So it's low again. It's supposedly all-time low. This is not like super up to date, up to the 2022, 2023, but it's supposedly like super low, the unemployment rates. And that affects inflation because when everybody's working, you have wage inflation. That means inflation will skyrocket even more because people are employed, they're getting paid, they're gonna buy more crap. Okay. So next thing to keep in mind is when you're playing macro, is the inverted yield curve. Now everybody follows this stuff, but it's another very important thing that most people don't look at. Okay, so inverted yield curve sounds a little complicated when I kind of heard about it. It's actually pretty simple. Inverted yield curve is when the Treasury, the U.S. government issues Treasury bonds. So they issue in different years. It range from 2 years to like 3 years. It could go up to a couple of months too. People usually use the 2 years and the 30-year rate. So usually, what this graph shows is the inverted yield curve where the short term is paying the higher interest than the meaning that when you lend money to the U.S. government, they'll give you more money if you buy a 2-year bond versus a 30-year. Really getting more money and more risk for a 30, right? So that's when it inverts. That's what an inverted yield curve. And it has inverted basically in the past, I think, couple of months. It's not up to date too, so that graph, okay? But this is up to date, these numbers as of December 2022, 3 months old. So you can see the 3-month yield curve, I mean the 2 and 30 year. So if you give the US government and buy treasury bonds for 2 years, you get a 4% interest rate. And then if you give it and buy 30-year bonds, you get a 3.5. So what this does is also a lagging indicator, obviously. So you won't see what happens until maybe 6 months, 12 months from now, or maybe even a year. So each of these pink bars is also a recession. So when it inverts, something's going to happen here. So this is just things to be aware of, right? Nobody can time it perfectly, but these are just indicators, okay? So that's just very basic macro outlook stuff. There's a lot more other indicators that people follow, but I don't follow that to the T, okay? But I still use it for my basic judgment when to buy or get in or out of it. All right. So crypto outlook. So the two major things that's happening would be the Bitcoin halving 2024, which is next year. But the thing is that Bitcoin has been going up the past 12, 13 years. But the reason why I think it might be also going up is because one reason is also it's been a bull market for the past decade. So that's something you gotta have as well. Okay. But obviously, you know, everybody wants it to skyrocket, but eventually it will. Thank you. But Bitcoin's never been in a recession or bear market type of environment in a way, long term. So we don't know what might happen. It's definitely not going to go to zero, but it might, you know, just stay stagnant. Right? It might not go too high, might not go too low, but be in a range. Okay, or you want to follow lines? Kind of analyze lines. I don't really believe too much of it, but you know, some people like it. All right, but at the end of the day, you know, it'll go up or down. Nobody knows. And then next, Bitcoin news is the Bitcoin order. Mess with it. Relatively new, maybe 2, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month old. I was saying. Okay, so basically put, it's just NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain. Main big difference from Ethereum NFTs is that the whole damn file is in the Bitcoin blockchain. In Ethereum, when you do NFTs on Ethereum, the image doesn't go right. So Ethereum basically just has like a link to a image file that somebody could just copy it, right? So, but a Bitcoin ordinal is that they actually upload the entire file into the Bitcoin blockchain, so it's there forever. So it's not something you could even delete and just lose. All right, so that's one major difference. So because you can upload files, somebody uploaded Doom, the JavaScript version of Doom, onto the Bitcoin 40 KB in size. I'm not sure how much it costs, but I'm sure it costs at least a good amount to upload it. Okay, but the thing is that now you can never delete Doom, the JavaScript version. Okay, no matter what. So getting a little technical with the Bitcoin, why it's possible now, why didn't they do it like years ago, okay, was because of what you call the Bitcoin Taproot feature, which was implemented in 2021, about a year ago, okay? So the Taproot gives the basically better scalability for Bitcoin and transactions and smart contracts. So Ordinals actually took advantage of it. instead of using it for smart contracts, they loaded it up with meme file. Okay, so but it's a really good example of what's possible, because when Taproot came out back then, I was like, okay, what do you do with it? I don't know. People say smart contract and all this other stuff, but no one really done it yet until today. So now it gives me a better idea of what's possible. So what brings me to the next project, which I've talked about this one before, the Zenon network. So supposedly these guys been around. They built their project in 2018. They're totally anonymous. Supposedly it's fair launch, but they've been talking about integrating smart contracts onto Bitcoin using a separate blockchain layer called the network. And now I can see that what they could potentially do, and because of order. Okay, so this is another thing to just keep an eye on. So it's not much like crazy activity with this project. I still consider it vaporware until I see some type of Bitcoin integration. Okay, so no, so the Taproot thing, I don't know it too in depth, but right now I just know that it could store lots of data. It's on the main chain, so anyone that has a well, they added to the Taproot signature or something is input. Instead of putting in like signature data, they upload just arbitrary data. Like that's how they get the files into the blockchain. So now every miner has to download the Doom JavaScript version. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of Bitcoin purists. They'd be like, "Oh, this is fucking garbage." You know, they want to censor it, right? But the thing is that you don't want censorship, right? But because that someone eventually is going to do it, right? So, but it gives me it gives light to what's possible by meme pictures and files. So imagine Ethereum smart contract getting like backing, being like just sitting on the Bitcoin blockchain. That's a really big deal. Yeah, it's gonna really it's gonna really bloat it. It's gonna really blow it. Well, it's not gonna be like on Bitcoin. They'll just use. I could just see like Bitcoin as like a storage layer of this type of contract. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is gonna really change the game and see how they're gonna do this. So I'm curious. It's possible if it gets imagined it gets so big. Yeah, but most people don't run their own Bitcoin nodes, you know. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, Tesla will always be, I mean, isolated, whatever the block. Right now, they're complaining about the block being full because of the order, right? So yeah, so yeah, so that's the thing, right? So they'll end up in the future where you'll really pay the Bitcoin fee for something very important. Obviously, mean that's gonna be a lower value. Oh, that's true. Uh, that's true. That's true. Because I didn't think about that. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So that means there will be a fork in the future once it gets out of hand. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Well, I think it's gonna be a lot of garbage.
I'm saying in the future, what's the matter? Because when the balance is zero, right? Yeah, transaction fee is not enough. Right? Transaction fee.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Oh, is it? Oh, is it really? Wow. They just copied it.
I don't think it's.
Oh, wow.
It's very crypto. They're all different. But
Yeah.
I don't want to be out for trading.
Yeah, that's a good point though. Yeah, that's a really good point. You don't download it though. Oh, wow. No, that won't. So yeah, so they have a prune version of the Bitcoin Core. You could download just the first 500 megs of the blockchain. So then that's one way of defeating idea, I guess, right? Yeah, someone has to have the full thing. Yes, that is true. And if it's a corporation like a big miner, they have to have the full node. They have to have the full node. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. 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 All right. So Ethereum layer twos we have next. I've been following mostly the Arbitrum stuff. So with Ethereum, we have the Shanghai upgrade coming in a couple months where the unlocked uh, Ethereum that's staked will start unlocking, which we already saw yesterday. Kraken got was it? They stopped the staking because the SEC sued them or whatever. So who's next? Most likely Coinbase, right? So did you make that, Lawrence? Yeah, so they basically took Kraken down. So next one is definitely going to be Coinbase. I don't know if it was this the news that crashed the market? I don't know. You think so? Oh, is it? No. Yeah, you would know. You're our insider. So the hottest thing in the past couple months or maybe past year was well, this really picked up in the past like maybe 5 perpetual trading on the DEXs. So most popular is the GMX, if you guys ever play with it. And then they're basically GNS is taking market share now, so from GMX, but GMX is supposed to, I mean, Arbitrum is supposed to have an airdrop. Out of all these networks, the only one that doesn't have a token is Arbitrum, which is where GMX sits on. So everybody's been kind of waiting for this airdrop, basically free money. So I don't know when they took the snapshot. Supposedly they took it in September of last year, but I don't know. They won't announce it. Otherwise, it will be for this stuff. But yeah. So some of the other ones was the DYDX. All the way on the right is supposedly that's the biggest perpetual exchange, and they're launching their own chain on Cosmos. Their own like chain, not on Cosmos, but their own L2 chain or something like that, right? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, it's been in our news for a while. So DYDX is something to be aware of because they have a massive unlock, which they pushed back until December. So, but then that's also why the coin skyrocket. I still wouldn't trust it. So, because the thing is that circulating supply is maybe 100 something million, but they have 1 billion coins. So you're gonna get dumped on in a year and still have likely. And then SNX, I haven't played with that too much. Synthetic. I mostly mess with the GMX and GNS recently. So, but they're just basically good for trading, leverage trading on the DEX versus. All right. So those are pretty much just for the Ethereum outlook. So onto ChatGPT 3. So very brief crypto stuff. All right. So everybody's been following ChatGPT 3 pretty much. Alistair hasn't used it yet, apparently. But all right. So some of the GPT uses that I've been researching are just I always love to hear how people are using it. It's just so interesting. Some of the stories I hear a lot of times, especially because it's so new and there's a lot of low hanging fruits of what people are making. Yeah. Oh, really? Why can you even use it for that? Hmm. Yeah, so that's like the lowest hanging fruit, like just generating content, right? I mean, but they had this for a number of years, the content copywriting AI thing, huh? Right? I don't know, like what's it called? I mean, you would know more than I. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, but it didn't really like catch on like ChatGPT did, you know? Yeah. Yeah. No, but the fact that what. Mm. Yeah, but like the first time using it was like mind blowing, like that was mind blowing. It's like I don't think I've experienced a product like that. Like even if I use a content generator like this, like okay, yeah, generate content, whatever, you know, but Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so basing off of that, I mean, this AI dungeon, I don't know if you guys know, like my guys, Marcus, he showed me this. But this is like a choose your own adventure game, but using like GPT to generate the content, and then using Stable Diffusion or DALL-E to generate the images according to what you say within the game. So it's generated live as you play the game, which is like game changing. Yeah, right. When that eventually this is going to get to like the VR, where you, because right now you have to type to get a reaction from the game. But imagine VR, you do something and then it generates the action live on the spot, you know, with the story, because it generates the entire game story for you too, which is sick, right? Huh? AI dungeon, AI dungeon. Yeah, yeah. It's basically back in the. It goes back to the old days in the '80s with the text-based role-playing game Mud, where it's just all text, right? Where it's basically Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, basically Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, yeah. So when I first used GPT-3, it was creating code. I mean, like I didn't think it would do what I wanted to do. Well, this is just an example, right? But the first thing I did was like generate like some JavaScript thing for me, and then I was like, oh shit, it actually did it. So it saved me hours. Huh? Yeah, like you don't write bash scripts every day, right? Like, you know? So yeah, exactly. Same. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same thing, same thing. Yeah. Yeah. But for the code, for the class. Wow. So now it brings up the question, like, what's the point of going to school, kind of, right? You know? No, but this is like game changing though, you know? Yeah. Yeah, you still need to know the fundamentals. You gotta know what to ask. Yeah, you gotta know what to ask. Huh? Yeah, so then that's where the creative aspect of humans come into play. You need the creativity, right? Yeah, which what brings me to the point of what's coming is that AI is the new positions are going to be AI prompt engineers, where you know how so you know the fundamentals of things, you just ask it. So you have a college course generated with ChatGPT. What the student is going to do, they're going to use ChatGPT to answer all your questions, right? Yeah. So then it's like, what's the point of those things now?
Open Google, right? So I get that be done in 60 minutes. So in a minute, but even if I think well, so the other thing you're learning how to find you have to think you can find all of the things going to go the same thing that you know, lose your mind. It's good. So
Yeah.
we have to, and, and
It's the new tools. You just gotta keep up, or you're gonna be outdated. basically. Yeah. So here's a good example. Like, write me a good. So we could turn this into a new business, right? This is the first one. When I heard about it, I was like mind blown, right? So write me a short children's story about Jesus and Iron Man, right? So it writes me a children's story. You take the entire book. Now you use AI generated art to generate the images of this book, and you put it on Amazon ebooks. Now you sell children's books, right? Yeah. So it brings me back to the point of the AI prompt engineer in the future. So you don't really need deep knowledge of a specific topic in the future. I think memorization is going to be kind of useless if you have. Everyone's going to have a computer, right? Or it's going to be on your glasses now. If you, I would imagine, So then memorization of facts is not required anymore, but you just need to know the basic concepts of how to ask it. And then the new education is going to come about for kids, and this new role, I think it will shine really for generalists or jack of all trades type of people that just knows a little bit of everything. I think. So then you just know what to ask, but then you're not like super expert at it, but you could get pretty far just doing it. And I don't know. That's true. But then you still need to know like the general concepts of like programming or something, right? Yeah, you gotta cross-reference it. I'm a coder, I'm a programmer, but I'm not like that good, but I could read code, you give it to me, I'll figure it out. But then with ChatGPT, it really takes it to a whole new level. It enhances my ability to check it, to check the syntax, Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Marcus, when he first used it, it was a pretty game changing because he works for me as a pretty much junior developer, and then we were trying to write something. Yeah, it's really, you know, yeah, it's like really basic stuff, like you can't like put that into Google, but yeah. But then you say a Copilot from GitHub is better, right? I never used it before. It's better at writing code. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't debug the code. Oh, I see. I see. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh wow. Uh-huh. But can it be like where convert this JavaScript function into a PHP function? Yeah, you could do that. And the way Copilot works, is the AI taking the data set from what all of GitHub? Is that how it works? Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so then it brings, somebody mentioned that the GPT, it taking data sets of this same information out of the internet. That's how, but the thing is that some of the stuff is copyrighted. It could be somebody's code, it could be GitHub's code, right? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. I see. Otherwise, they'll get in big trouble, I would imagine. Right? Uh-huh. I see. Mm. Mm-hmm. I see. Yeah, so yeah. But how do you prove that, you know? Oh, you could delete the data. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, because I don't know how those things like it takes data and then it does something with it and it breaks it up. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh. Uh, uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, and it would just use that. See. Now somebody's going to try to like come up with a way of figuring out what data set you actually use. No, you can't. Impossible. Oh, I see. So you can't really like sue the company, right? I see. Yeah, I gotta look a little bit more into that. Yeah, so they got all this all these interesting AI stuff. They got design power over AI using prompt just to generate your app designs, which I thought was pretty cool. So uh huh? No, I don't think so. Oh, is it? Oh, is it? Could be. And then for those that weren't here before, so they have the AI generated Seinfeld episodes, which is generated on the fly. I thought that was pretty impressive when somebody showed me this. So, so all the content is basically generated GPT. So I can even write one right here. So say, so write me a Seinfeld script with Kramer eating what? Was it? Give me something. Was it? Assman with Kramer as Assman. Really? Is that a thing? The fact that I could generate a Seinfeld episode script on the fly, that's like, what the hell? It's crazy. But this is, yeah, so, yeah, basically about nothing. But what this really does is that what's going to happen in the future is that every one of us has different, different type of content you're geared toward. So the AI will generate content that you're interested in. Let's say you like cats jumping on balls or something, and then the AI would generate this stuff just because they know that you like it. And then imagine all of TikTok was AI generated. That'd be crazy. Well, they take this and they feed it into TTS, a text to speech thing, and then now they'll talk, right? So this is what they did, and then once they talk, and then you add a animation which they generate on the fly, then now you have a full episode of Seinfeld. Yeah. Yeah, basically the text generates the animation. Yeah, so obviously the AI needs to know how Seinfeld works. Like the layout of the apartment is pretty impressive. It's the layout of the apartment, right? So this is like the elementary version of Seinfeld. This first generation. It looks like crap, but eventually, can you imagine? Yeah. So a major innovation that just happened within this week is that this developer, he was able to take influencers' faces and make an entire video, make a deep fake of the influencer talking, and it looks real, right? They take a whole bunch of your pictures and then they make your mouth look like you're really talking. Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I think you have to feed it with stuff, right? Yeah, but the thing with those is that it's fixed, the stuff that they say. But imagine you combine this with ChatGPT and then you're chatting with these people. You don't even know if you're really talking to a person, right? Huh? Yeah, it's live. This is live. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Like this is so dangerous. If you think about it, it is so dangerous. Yeah. Like you could start a war with this. Yeah, exactly. Imagine somebody has access to your Facebook, all your pictures on Facebook. Now they can make pictures of you and do that FaceTime thing. That would be the new scam, basically. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I would imagine those things would be perfect to scam like old people, the elderly. They won't even know. Yeah, that would be pretty scary. I could imagine that happening in a couple of years. It's just gonna get better. This is it. Turn your heads. Yeah, those are the nefarious ways if you could use it, right? So I found this other thing. I don't know if you guys saw. It happened in 2020 where instead of using a deepfake to trick somebody, using a deepfake to bring back a loved one that died, right? I would imagine this would be really big for the funeral industry, right? I would imagine. Oh, is it? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. What do you mean by magic stuff? Yeah, that's possible, right? But yeah, I mean, like this. I mean, imagine like a deceased person combined with ChatGPT, where you could talk to them at the grave site. You know, that'd be impressive. And then you get the data set from all your chats, all your conversations, right? Like, oh, tell me about the story of what happened. Transcendence. Oh, is that what happened? Gosh. Oh, oh wow. Yeah. Everybody will just be on. They're gonna have it. They got those robots where you lift up objects and stuff.
And as far as we know, we have create life, but we can create the process. So I kind of feel sort of that we're okay. Maybe that's as far as we know, we haven't taken that part of creating new music. So I think hope that we're never going to go with you. I have faith in humanity. I don't think that's there's always someone else. Yes, but you know, I still believe in, and yeah, there's people out there that but I don't know. I just believe in what all the bullshit stuff. You don't do it. Huh? Oh, we want to, but the blowout doing it. As far as we know.
I think they have. No, but you could improve the form though. You could. Yeah. You heard about this? The woolly mammoth? They're trying to clone it back. Right? Yeah, this. You guys tried a new thing recently? It's ChatGPT built into it. Yeah, it's only for limited. It's not for everybody though. I think it's a wait list or something. Oh, it didn't work? Oh, it didn't work for me though. No, it doesn't work for me. Yeah, it breaks. I don't know why for me. Oh, maybe. You guys saw this? This is pretty crazy. So this is an AI generated influencer. So you can upvote, you upvote the pictures, it becomes the new post of the influencer, and it's been generating like millions of hits. So like this one, like this would get in, right? But they have an Instagram profile, so I guess all the people that don't know all this AI stuff, they think it's a real person, right? So then they get like millions of followers. Yeah. Yeah, like none of this is like it's not real person, but you know, it looks real, but it's all professional pictures though, you know. Yes, true. Yeah, And supposedly AI art, they can't figure out how to generate hands yet, right? They can't do hands yet. Yeah, they'll get it eventually. Eventually. Like this, right? Well, it takes a while, but Crayon, this is a AI generator for images. Huh? No. This is different, but yeah, stable diffusion, I think. Yeah. Crayon. Yeah, it takes a while, but come back to it. Yeah. Seinfeld Kramer. Right. But yeah. Yeah, so what you could do is, let's say, so it generated, where's the thing? Right here. So ChatGPT is the product that is a complete product, right? And then the playground, OpenAI, right? Yeah. And then, but ChatGPT is the in front of this. Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's scary. Imagine they had access to a 3D printer that could print this stuff. Yeah. Really? It was that long? I don't remember. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's a long time. I don't remember. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, because you gotta scan the objects, right? No? Oh, okay. Yeah. It's just a tool for them. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. Uh-huh. It'll be a replicator then. That's a real replicator. Yeah. Mm. But then it needs the data set of all these objects, right? It needs the data set of all these objects. That's
Video was like pretty confident.
Ken, you had something to show? You wanted to show something?
Oh, no, no, so, no, it's not, but yeah, I should have mentioned that I was in the chat. Actually, but. It was gonna be like the first page, and I would edit it.
Yeah.
Then I was gonna put it on how it works.
Yeah, that would be,
As like an extra-
yeah. But you know, because all of this AI stuff is in English, but then what about the other languages? Do they? Is it? I don't know. I never tried it.
It's like showed her ChatGPT.
Uh-huh.
No, at first she was like, because she kind of had like reservations at first, and I explained this. When the internet came along, if you had a brick and mortar store, you kind of laughed that people use the internet, like Borders and Barnes and Noble would still be here if they didn't let Amazon take their power market share on books.
At 1 p.m. that you're looking